news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
In this tough economic time in our great state, how important is it to build partnerships, to think outside the box when it comes to running a town efficiently? Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Basicchia, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Mayor Raymond Eppinger is with us. He's the mayor of the borough of South River. Let's find out what's going on in that town about smart partnerships. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Of course, it's not like before this tough economic time people weren't thinking efficiently. It's always been an ongoing thing, but now more than ever, especially if we look at our state budget and the way towns kind of have like a bullseye on their back.
Well, we're one of the ones with that bullseye. We have some severe financial issues as far as revenue more than expenditures. So we are looking at every opportunity to try to work with the state and obviously our local businesses to try to see what we can do to help South River grow.
Normally when we do this topic up and down the entire state, we're thinking shared services with other towns, and I know you're also thinking that way in that regard. But in this case, we're going to talk about shared services with the business community.
Right. How
important is it to make sure both ends of that relationship succeed in a synergy?
In a town like South River, it's paramount, because we are one of the things that we think helps us, or one of the things we always know that works best for us, is the fact that we have a downtown, and it is a natural draw for people to come into the downtown shopping area. We want to make that as pleasant and experience as we possibly can, simply because we want the community to thrive.
We're talking about Main Street in many ways, and not only is that important for the residents because of the tax ratables and what that means to property taxes, but we're also talking about quality of life services that these places deliver. Isn't that true?
Very much so. We're hoping that by working with the business community that we can provide an ever-expanding range of services and products for our community that obviously we're budgetarily constrained of being able to provide by ourselves.
Let's look at this from the side of the business owners. They feel in many ways in New Jersey that they have a bullseye on their back as well. It's a tough economic time. How important is it that you don't break the golden goose that lays the egg, but instead you are indeed helping it rise as well?
That is of the utmost importance, because again, if businesses thrive and South River thrives, and that's the most important thing. And we're talking about, we've started off some slow things, not grandiose projects yet. We're looking towards that. But for example, we received a grant a number of years ago to put in downtown planters. Now, we had some issues with them becoming overgrown, not being taken care of. So basically, something that was going to be an attractive magnet to South River became an eyesore. So what we've done is through the DPW department, we've partnered with our various businesses and said, hey, look, we'll put one of these huge cement planters in front of your building. We'll provide the plants, the materials, the mulch or whatever, as long as you maintain them for the summer. Well, now all these planters are spread out through town. We've got businesses on a daily basis requesting to be part of this program. What does it do? It helps beautify the downtown. It makes people think it's a thriving downtown, and people get a little pride in ownership. We have the various merchants trying to make sure that their plants are as in good or better shape than their neighbors. So again, it's something small, but it's a start. What
about the good people of South River? How important is it that they're getting that great quality of services, but they're also seeing that the businesses are coming through in a big way? Maybe they want to patronize those businesses all the more.
And that's what it's all about. We are located on the Route 18 corridor, so we have to give people a reason who don't want to get on a major highway or don't want to go visit the major malls to come down and visit our merchants. And one of the ways you do that is, again, we've announced this several times on our local access TV during our council meetings, but hey, look at what's going on downtown. We're letting people know in our own little way that the businesses in South River want to grow and they want to thrive. And what better way to do it than say, hey, look, they're working with the government. Again, a small step, but we're getting going.
Interesting time, too, of course, in the challenge of our gasoline prices. People are starting to say, you know what, hey, why don't we stay a little bit closer to home? Maybe go for a walk.
We're going to say South River's 2.8 square miles, and most of the people are are essentially located around Main Street. So you're in whichever direction you go, you're going to be able to walk to downtown. And why not make it inviting? Why not do things that would want people to come downtown?
It's great to see you, Mayor.
Thank you for having me.
This hour's newsmaker has been the Honorable Raymond Eppinger, the mayor of the borough of South River. I'm Joe Basicchia, and this has been Comcast Newsmakers, seen exclusively right here on Comcast Cable. Thank you for watching.
news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
When you talk about any municipality, of course, a master plan is crucial. And to have a master plan, you have to have a vision. You have to know what you need. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Joe Basikia, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. He is the Honorable Mayor Raymond Eppinger, the mayor of the borough of South River. And let's talk about, well, looking at assessments, a need assessment, see how important it is of things that need to be accomplished to get to where you want to go. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
I guess it's even in, like if you think of it in sports terminology, you have to know your strengths, you need to know your weaknesses. You need to know the first down marker and where you want to get to that touchdown. How important is it that you have an idea, especially when we think of things that we may not think of, underground even, infrastructure, of what you may need? That's
a good football analogy for South River. One of the things that we've been trying to do since January is try to, again, not only find out what we need, but plan for the long haul. Obviously, with all the various things that we need to do in the borough, infrastructurally and building-wise or program-wise, can't be done all at one time. Costs too much money, and the thing that we felt need to do is let's do a needs assessment study as far as buildings and grounds, in conjunction with meetings with all of our department heads and other professionals to determine, okay, where are we going to spend money in this year's capital budget, but also what our facilities, what are our needs, what do we need to do in order to make us, A, energy efficient, but also efficient in the sense of being able to provide the services to the people as efficiently as possible.
If the money was endless, of course, each building would be a Taj Mahal. But how important is it, even in this tough economic time, not to wear blinders? You know, it's very tempting to say, you know what, I will fix that 3 years from now, fix that maybe 10 years from now, especially when we talk about infrastructure.
It's very important. And in fact, one of the things that our administration is committed to doing is not looking at projects in a one-off mode. That is, if we have a problem with the library, and a problem with the police headquarters, and a problem with the fire, one of the firehouses, or the rescue squad, the days of being able to sit there and say, okay, we're going to take care of each one of these projects individually are over. The money just isn't there. We may need to look at combining facilities and resources, and that's what this needs assessment helps us do. Okay, how bad is bad? How good is good? And where can we go to try to maybe save some money and become, again, more efficient?
One of the great things about our day and age, of course, is the website and the ability for all of us, no matter where we are at any time of the day, hey, to see how our town is going. Right. For example, on your website, soon we're going to see that needs assessment being publicized on that. Also, if people have any ideas maybe to be thinking outside the box, certainly to reach out. How important is it for the public to know every step of the way? Because when we talk about infrastructure, that's often hidden, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, how many people sit up at night and say, geez, I hope my sewer or my water system is working? Unfortunately, that's one of the things that comes as an elected official. You do have to worry about those things, and we have issues with our aging water infrastructure and things with our electric department. You know, South River is one of the few municipalities in the state. We own our own electric utility. We own our own water and sewer departments. So we have that extra added issues to worry about in making sure that these systems are up and running and efficient at all times.
Also, one thing always to be aware is that buys you time. Say that 3 years from now, you know you're going to need to have a big expenditure. Does that help you in the sense of being ready to nudge, maybe try to get some help from the state, from Uncle Sam, all the different ways that maybe you could think of how I'm going to come up with these funds to make this happen?
That's exactly one of the major aspects of all this is long-term planning. Whether we can afford to bond it, whether it's going to have to be in cash, are there grants or funds available from various other agencies? I mean, that really plays into it, and it helps us. Again, we are all very, very cognizant about taxes in New Jersey, and we try to avoid the ups and downs. We want things to be as smooth as possible, but at the same time, if there are priorities that need to be addressed now, well, then let's address them. But it gives us that opportunity to look forward.
The funny thing about infrastructure is if you do ignore it and put it off to that day in the future, it's going to come to bite you in the backside later, isn't it?
Well, you know, and that's one of the things is I've learned very quickly. I became mayor January 1st, and you learn very quickly that no matter how low the problems are, they're yours as of the day you get sworn in.
It's great to see you, Mayor.
Good to see you, too.
He's Mayor Raymond Eppinger. He's the mayor of the borough of South River. I'm Joe Basikia. This has been Comcast Newsmakers, seen exclusively here on Comcast. Thank you for watching.